The monarch butterflies need our help. According to the World Wildlife Organization, during the last 3 decades, the eastern migratory monarch butterfly population has decreased more than 80%. One of the main drivers in the decline of the migratory monarch population is the use of herbicides in the US, resulting in a loss of milkweed, which is common milkweed is essential for the life cycle of the monarchs, particularly their reproductive phase. Additionally, climate variations in North America during the summers of 2004 and 2018 affected both the presence of milkweed and the butterflies in cycle. So today's discussion on common milkweed, I think, is really very important, not like our usual health to home talks, but we will join with Gardening with Granny in the gardening aspects of common milkweed, other milkweeds, insecticides, and much more. So please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath. I love sharing natural remedies with people. And natural remedies have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years because they work, and they work on humans, sometimes pets too. So although today's topic is not necessarily a remedy for humans, it is absolutely necessary for one of our favorite pollinators, the gorgeous monarch butterfly. Common milkweed can be consumed if you put the plant, cover it with water, boil it, empty it out, boil it again, empty it out, do that 3 times, and then you've got a palatable herb that has no more toxins left in it and can be eaten. Certainly not like a salad green where you just go out there and pick it and eat it, but it is an edible source of food. The sap is toxic and has a latex-like sticky substance. So some people have dabbed this on a wart and seen the wart go away. I personally haven't used it for that purpose. I grow these for seeing monarch butterflies. This is the seed. I don't know if you can, let me see if you can you see all that fuzzy hair around the seed? And this is so that the wind can take it and hopefully plant it somewhere. Let me tell you, it is interesting when you're working with a lot of these to remove the seed from the fluff and not get the fluff everywhere else. That's what I've been doing this week because I'm gifting a bunch of these seeds to those people who have ordered Nature Sunshine products and are on my mailing list. Personally, I'd rather leave the milkweed to the monarchs and forage for other food. So there are other areas in which common milkweed grows, and each milkweed pod contains up to 450 of these seeds. And you can see the fluff around them, and whoops, I'm so sorry. There we go. And as this pod dries and cracks open, these seeds are lined up along that pod, and most of them contain about at least 300, but there are sometimes as much as 450 seeds in these pods. But as I mentioned, common milkweed is not grown everywhere. In the darker states here, you can see where common milkweed is grown. I also have information where if you live in Central and Southern California, you should not grow common milkweed because you don't have a winter where the plant dies back. The cycle of the plant is very important because milkweed, common milkweed, actually signals the monarch butterfly's reproductive cycle. And when this signaling occurs, then it's time for them to lay eggs on the leaves, underside of the leaves, and then those eggs turn into larvae, and then the larva turns into caterpillars. So if you see this caterpillar, do not kill it. It soon will morph into a beautiful monarch butterfly. You sometimes will see them feeding on parsley. So once the egg has turned into the caterpillar, then the common milkweed is not that important. But of course, it has to get to a plant, and so it has to crawl to that plant. So until it becomes a butterfly, it really kind of depends on weeds or plants that are close to common milkweed for them to munch on, so they have the energy to then turn into the beautiful monarch butterflies that we so love. So I have attached a link in the description below where you can check out areas where you can grow common milkweed, or what kind of milkweed plants you should grow. And there are many, many different milkweeds. Some of you may know the orange type milkweed, but that is not common milkweed, and it is not important for the reproductive cycle of the monarch butterfly. They like to munch on them, and the same thing with butterfly bushes. They're a very good source for nectar, but they do not signal the life cycle of the monarch where it can lay its eggs and begin that reproductive process all over again. So I want to discuss the noxious, why are the monarchs being endangered? Why are they considered on the harmed list of beneficial insects? I believe, and it is well substantiated, that herbicides in our country, we are the biggest users of noxious Roundup in the world. Roundup is a noxious herbicide that not only disrupted the monarch butterflies, but there are many studies that show the effects it had on bee colonies and the decline of these bee colonies. So we are now in a phase of economic situation where we're seeing food shortages. And I feel it is a domino effect based on the dependency farmers have created on these noxious, horrible pesticides and herbicides. In 2015, glyphosate was classified as a probable not possible, probable cause for cancer. Have we done anything? Where are our agencies that were so-called safety regulating organizations? They've been bought out by our chemical industry. We have been greatly affected by the use of these harmful chemicals. In her book, Toxic Legacy, Dr. Stephanie Seneff, PhD, explains how our bodies are affected by the use of these harmful chemicals and how it affects our gut and our delicate microbiome. Do you realize glyphosate is in vaccines? Not all of them, but many of the childhood vaccines. How many people do you know have allergies? Have you noticed an increase in 20, 30 years? I know when I grew up, it was rare. Nowadays, there are actually schools that have no peanut zones. There are planes that you get on. Maybe you've created a snack for yourself and it has some kind of nuts in it, but you can't eat it because a person on that plane could die from even the fumes when they have a nut allergy. This isn't right. We shouldn't have such delicate microbiome and intestinal problems that end up in anaphylactic shock. It's ridiculous. I urge you to either get this book from the library, ask the library to carry it, or purchase it yourself. It's really not that expensive. And if you have allergies, I urge you even more to find out what Stephanie has to say about glyphosate and how it truly has affected our gut and microbiome to the detriment of our health. So there's a word from our sponsor, as I usually do. So EnviroDetox, I'm not saying that glyphosate can be cleaned up. I can't say that. However, if you can take something that helps reduce the buildup of pollutants in your body, wouldn't it be beneficial? This product was formulated to deal with environmental pollutants that have built up in the body, and then it slows the body's natural cleansing processes. So EnviroDetox is a combination of 13 nutrients selected for their ability to provide ongoing support in not only detoxification, but digestion. So it supplies a shelf-stable probiotic called B coagulans and well-known digestive enzyme called pepsin. Pepsin is widely considered the first enzyme discovered and named it after the Greek word peptine, which means digest. This formula also includes milk thistle. This plant and its seeds have been used traditionally for detoxification. There's also burdock, and both of these herbs have been used for helping to cleanse the liver. There's also, along with those, dandelion root, fenugreek, ginger rhizome, red clover flowers, yellow dock, marshmallow, sarsaparilla, and echinacea roots. On many of these, I have done individual classes that you can find on my YouTube channel, and I urge you to look into them. They're quite interesting. I will link in the description below where you can get 25% off of EnviroDetox and some of the other. Maybe you would like to do pepsin, and marshmallow and pepsin. That's a great combination. Or food enzymes, which I've talked about before, and the ability to support digestion. Learn what you can about getting healthy. I have many videos that talk about health to home, which is the video you're watching right now. Also, there's Gardening with Granny, which is generally about 2 to 5 minutes, where I talk about plants, gardening, what plants can teach us, and how gardening coincides with our health. And then there is Herbal Hour, which is about an hour long, and it talks about the different systems of the body. My last one was on inflammation, and that was very important to those people who have chronic disease, because those diseases always start with chronic inflammation. Plant medicine has been used safely for centuries. However, if you are already taking medicine, you should check with your doctor that gave you that medication so that they can maybe help you, or somebody who is a certified teacher in plant medicine and understands prescription medicine as well. I would love it if you researched some of the information I gave you. I have links in the description below for many of the sites where I got this information from, and you can read the whole article. Food is our best medicine, but it can also be our downfall. And if you're not choosing nutrition to support health at least 80% of the time, then you're not going to have good health. The purpose of these videos is to help you understand that herbs and food help our bodies get back into balance. And just as the importance of common milkweed is to the monarch butterfly, our food is very important for us to create healthy bodies. So please like and comment, subscribe if you will, and share. I really thank you for viewing this video. I would love to have your input on it. And please get control of your health by focusing on herbs and healthy eating, being thankful for the people that surround you, for all the love and beauty. Make sure that your attitude is of gratefulness and thanking God for all of the good that we have in this world and all of the good that we have in our life. And that includes the people and relationships that we have. So until next time, thank you for viewing. This is Dr. Mary for the Health of It.